evening, late night freaks. I just wanted to drop in with all of you for this Lionsgate vibe and feel things out. I see everybody is doing readings, tapping into that energy, and I wanted to kind of work with some sort of out of pocket energies, go a little left field here with our exploration of the Lion's Gate and head on down the weird way and see what's coming in for all of us that are, you know, at interesting crossroads in our lives. Let's just put it that way. At interesting crossroads in our lives. And sort of moving forward in unconventional ways. I feel like I'm speaking to the collective that is exploring, off the beaten path avenues, opening themselves up to kind of a whole different sort of dimension. Yeah, we have this an eagle chained to a calf, bottom of the deck energy. I'm working with the arcane bullshit deck here. I really feel like you're breaking free from this like sense of docility. You're really stepping into your rabble rouser, the part of you that is wanting to sort of like shake off the shackles of convention, to be free, this feeling of freedom. Freedom might be really important to you right now. A lot of you are breaking free of unhealthy patterns. A lot of you are breaking free of, you know, um, belief constructs that had you being loyal to something that was completely out of integrity for who you're becoming. A lot of you are shaking off shoulds and labels that were put on you. I feel like there's this like real punk rock attitude to this particular Lionsgate that has a lot to do with sort of disrupting the status quo, you know, and opening up into more of an expansive energy that's more free and creatively free too, just in the way that we approach life, just the way we face challenges, to explore more creative avenues in terms of working through obstacles, collectively, the big stuff that we're all grappling through. So, interesting energy coming forward. There's a lot about like kind of breaking free of convention, breaking free of tradition, um, going in unexplored directions, but also bumping up against the shadow stuff along the way. And I feel like right now with this Leo season, we're stepping more into the light. Um, we're starting to really see the way through. We're getting to that place where we can really thread the eye of the needle. And I feel it's like that. It's like having this real, pinpoint of focus, that presence, that intention. Got some interesting cards here. These are really wild cards to look at. Hence, wild card reading. Hmm. Hmm. you know, uh, I think there's a lot of you that are just sort of like taking your shot on a good time, you know? There's almost this like devil may care kind of attitude, devil may care spirit. We have the master of the hunt here, all right? And I think this is somebody, maybe acting a bit out of their shadow, maybe we do see this like death aspect here with this skull face, but I feel like it's kind of like it almost looks like a mask if you look at it. So it's almost like there's this playfulness to it. Like this will be the death of me if I go after this thing, but I can't help it. I just have to go after it because it just looks like a good time. I'm just gonna fucking shoot my arrow. And there definitely is like this real driven, focused way of going about it. There's like this primal energy with these cards here. Okay, we got the robot riding a gorilla. All right. Well, this is like somebody who is like on a mission. They know where they're going. They know what they want. They're going to have it. They're kind of being driven by primal urges. We got the Pie Knight there. We know what he's after when the Pie Knight shows up, right? We all know what he wants. Oh, you know what? I have to find out. We're gonna do a little cross reference here. We're gonna pull out some. Let's pull up these cards right here. Actually, pull out my good old wild card read cards. Just my bicycle cards that I've combined. I got the hidden bicycle cards and the archangel bicycle cards. I have the hidden ones represent the shadow aspect, and the archangel ones represent the light side of the situation. So I want to know more about this Pie Knight right now. Who is this Pie Knight? Okay, we got to find out who he is because I feel like he's a central character in this story. All right, let's see. Who's this Pie Knight? Give us clues. Who this character is. These cards got all wet, man. I got caught in a torrential downpour. Ooh, we got an identifier came down. We got a court card. Queen of Clubs. That's fire sign energy. So somebody, okay, be aware. Somebody is coming towards a Queen of Wands, or a Queen of Wands is playing the role of Pie Knight. Okay, pick what side you're on, and is coming in really to just like have some fun. This looks like sexual indulgence. I have to be real with you. And this is, not a channel for kids. This is a channel for adults, all right? But I see that sexual indulgence. It's just really about having a good time. There's this primal quality to it, and there's a little bit of greed too, a little bit of gluttony with it. We got werewolf and pig making out, okay? So Queen of Wands energy, Queen of Clubs, Wands, they're transferable. That's that fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, okay? That could be any strong placements in the chart, but it is coming up in the hidden aspect. So I feel like this is something that's being done clandestine, okay, with this like werewolf and pig making out energy here. It's like it's something they're doing under the cloak of night. There's definitely like this feel of a hidden arrangement here. It's sexual. This is interesting, Why is this coming forward? I don't know, but that's the first thing out here. Ooh, we see that it's caused an infinite cosmic mess, bottom of deck energy, okay? So this is like a really messy situation. I would say if this is coming up here as this initial message, I would say that there's a lot of cleanup work to do, right? there's a lot of cleanup work to do. And I think this cleanup work has been avoided, okay? Because we have to look at this fucking hourglass. Like there's all this time that is passed and nothing is being attended to or resolved in this situation. It's just kind of suspended in time. And look at this moth energy. There's a death energy again, but it's moths are also, it's like, it reminds me of, Carlos Castaneda. Whenever I see the moth, I think of that. Was it in Journey to Ixtlan? I can't remember which one it was, but the whole moth, like out in the desert, deal was like, it was such a moment. But it's like this transformational energy, and the moth is drawn to the fucking flame. The moth is drawn to the fucking flame and it creates an infinite cosmic mess, right? Look at the way this fucking, this is how it's lined up on the board. I want you to see. Okay. There's that look at that fucking hourglass, okay? And we see, reaching for this moth, and the moth is drawn to the flame being the fire sign, right? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It creates an infinite cosmic mess because it's operating out of the shadow. There's something clandestine here. There's something clandestine here. And there's some weird mystical shit going on around it too. All right. I see there's been a little dildo wizardry. All right. There's been a little dildo wizardry. That's, somebody might be doing a little bit of sexual manipulation, a little sex magic action. Yeah, I think there has been some playing around, I do see that here with this surf and chimp, but you better be careful right now. Pox could be upon you, man, if you're messing around right now. I don't know. Be careful. You don't want to get bit, You don't want to get bit. You might find it's not so fun anymore. You won't be like hanging loose with that energy, surf and chimp, I don't know. That's an interesting message coming through, though. Interesting message coming through. There's something about like being mindful of who you're connecting with right now, I think is really what it's about. And I think that can be expressed energetically too. It doesn't just have to be in a situation like this, It doesn't just have to be around sexual connection, although there are strong sexual, uh, you know, connotations out here on the board. A lot of talk about impulsivity, just kind of going for instant gratification, not thinking about how that's going to cause things to turn out, Um, I think the biggest problem though is that we got this like, this secrecy seems to be the issue. So I think that, Leo season is all about like shining the light, a lot of things are going to come to light. There's also going to be a lot of blessings that come in Leo season, um, but a lot of things that were hidden are going to kind of come to light, and that can make things really messy. So I think that this, Lion's Gate is like threading the eye of the needle. It's about really being able to look at the ways that, um, our actions are really, impactful, and how do we want our actions to reverberate in the world? That's what I'm really getting. It's like it's great to kind of like bust up norms, right? It's great to challenge status quo and all of that. But at the same time, it's like if it's not done with an integrity and it causes a bunch of fucking drama, mess, bullshit, like that's not fucking cool. It's time to kind of get on that weird ass mystical shit trip and like raise the vibration of that, you know, raise the vibration of that, you know, be who you fucking are. If you're somebody who um, wants to like play around, you're into that poly life or whatever, then fucking do it. Like, be who you are, but be honest with the people that you're interacting with. Give people the ability to choose if that's the path for them. This is like the biggest fucking problem, and I think that that's what's really kind of coming to light. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of this kind of like telling yourself like everything's fine, it's fine to like move through life this way as long as I get what I fucking want, then it doesn't matter. Then it doesn't matter who gets affected, as long as I get what I want, as long as I get, the instant gratification, the long-term result doesn't really matter. There is that sense, that message is speaking to some of the collective out there, there is a bit of that selfishness, and maybe there's some examination of that too, like areas where we may have been, selfish, areas where we may need to, be more considerate of our actions and how they affect other people, not be thinking so much in terms of what is best for us. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really interesting the way these cars came out, this everything's fine. And it's like, no, man, it's really something. And it's time that, you you stop taking it so slow with this shit, stop acting so slow, stop acting in these outdated ways, you know? It's like it's a radical act of self-love, but also love to others when you just show up and you're honest and you're real and you're who you are and you don't put on some fucking act, you know. You don't go and do things, behind people's backs and erode trust and have clandestine connections and shit like this, because it creates an infinite fucking cosmic mess. It doesn't just affect you. It's like so many people get affected, and it's an unnecessary thing. It's totally unnecessary. I love these cards. They crack me up. Oh my God, no way. I'm sorry, this is cracking me up. Okay, we see, you got hungry wolves, man. Hungry wolves, Look at this wolves. And I mean, I hate to say it, but I feel like somebody, look at how it comes in together. I really feel like somebody's been like really like instinctually driven. I think somebody out there is really horny for somebody and they're wanting them, and it may be this Queen of Wands, and they're being purely driven by instinct, you know. Um, but it's nothing but half-priced hot wings. You know what I'm saying? It's not, it's such a like, it's such a hollow reward. And the end result of the mess of things it makes, there's sides, that's what I got, like side piece kind of situation. Like those of you out there with side pieces and running that kind of game, you know, it's like, okay, you got your little instant gratification, but look at the end result of that and the mess of things it makes and the complication and the stress and the drama. It's like, it's silly. I mean, if that's who you are, just be who you are. Be honest about it. It's funny. The feral nerd comes in with the penis weasel, and look, it's like, think people are entering that Leo season and they're just feeling the vibes, it's that big solar energy, and things have been kind of difficult, right? Difficult for a while. But again, there's that piece of like, be careful, like fucking messing around right now. You need to be more discerning about your sexual partners. This doesn't look so good for the penis weasel over here. Got some fucking shit on fire, Look at this dude. This dude looks like a fucking zombie or something. This fucking feral nerd. I don't know, man. It might be better to just feed the hungry wolves, just feed them with your own sausage. I don't know, give yourself some self gratification might be a better route to go. Not a very deep fucking message here. Yeah, it's just this is what it wants to reiterate. Because if you go that route, you're gonna be fucked, man. You're gonna be fucked. You only hurt yourself, I think this is like really about transforming that energy, and that's really what it's talking about. It's a need to kind of question who you share your energy with seems to be what's coming through. I kind of want to get into these playing cards here and see what they have to say. But yeah, I think it's really just about what's driving you, what compels you to go forward, stepping out of this like overtly like sexual imagery here, which is really coming forward. I mean, it's front and center. There's a lusty vibe for sure. I think people have appetites right now, but it's like, how do you want your appetite to be, filled? Do you want it to be filled with some fucking half-priced hot wings? Really? I mean, do you not value yourself more, than to go for something with a little bit more substance? I mean, only you can answer those questions. And if you're just wanting to kind of like have fun or whatever, and you're like, hell yeah, give me a bunch of sides. I want a fucking appetizer platter. I mean, I think that's cool and all, but there's this integrity piece that's like really coming forward, is that infinite cosmic mess, I think it's kind of front and center. It's like being aware of the result, the end result. The end result of of our actions, and where do those hungers lead. This is the from the Archangel playing cards. This is just a random title card in here, and it says Theory 11. So this is always like my affirmation that that's the spiritual message kind of coming through. I think that, yeah, look, with this 8 of Hearts energy, it's really about bringing ourselves back into alignment, making sure that we're walking away from things that I just got caused damage, not only to ourselves, but to others, and maybe there isn't some deeper thought going on really about that, about the ways that we contribute to harm when we don't stand in our power, or when we acquiesce, when we participate in certain dynamics with people, because we don't realize how we help people stay in their patterns when we co-sign on that, when we co-sign on that. And there's something about walking away from these kind of situations, walking away from these kind of situations with the 3 of Diamonds, and really considering, is this working? Is moving through life this way, just looking for instant gratification, sort of bobbing along the surface, being driven by, lower natures, is it worth it? Is it really working? Do you feel satisfied? Do you feel fulfilled? There's, this piece about there's so much that's hidden here. This is the hidden title card. Okay, you had both title cards come up. It's really interesting. Both titles. That's interesting. Ooh, that's an interesting download that's coming in. Like some of you, I feel collective are kind of like you lead dual lives. You have two different titles, there's the good side, there's the bad side, there's your shadow and there's your light, and it looks like, in a lot of cases, the lower nature, the lower natures have been driving force behind your actions, you know, with the hidden in reverse, this stuff is bobbed to the surface and you noticed it. You couldn't look away from it. I think there's this process of accountability going on here, where people have been moving like this and realizing how there's not a lot of value in this with this 5 of diamonds. It leaves you feeling empty to not have the deeper experience. I'm really feeling like this is coming through in the sense of just sort of like just settling for what will make do in the moment, as opposed to maybe having to go through a letting go process or going through some kind of loss to actually hold out for what would really fulfill. And I feel like people are wanting something deeper, with this like weird ass mystical shit. People are wanting to feel magic. They're wanting to feel more inspired, and this goes beyond, of course, even just like the whole sexual dynamics, relationship stuff, all that. It's an entire experience of life, not wanting this same old shit. There's like this feeling of wanting to transcend the old life and being ready to embark on this more, wild, wild, open path. And maybe it does feel a little bit risky, and maybe it is stirring up some, spontaneous behaviors. And maybe there is some kind of like, thumbing your nose at taboos and all of that. And I mean, that it's like trickster medicine. It is an avenue to transformation, but again, like I keep going back to the serpent chimp. It's like, be careful, out there, being so loose like that. Just be wise. And the honesty piece, because we do see again, there's that, wand energy, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Okay, any strong placement, sun, moon, rising, Venus, north node. This is like, the jack of clubs. It's like, and especially coming up in the shadows, like that's like player energy. That's like player energy, and players only love you when they're playing. You know what I'm saying? They only love you when they're playing. And that's the thing. It's like that causes a lot of mess. It causes a lot of unnecessary drama. It causes a lot of conflict and a lot of bullshit. Instead to just be like, hey, I just really like to have sex. I don't want to be tied down. I really like hanging out with you. I'd like to connect with you in that way, and letting that person decide if they want to fucking, connect with you on that level or not. And it's like all the secrecy fucking bullshit and also hiding the feeling. I mean, it's really fucked up because you manipulate when you move like that. You interfere with another person's free will and for them to decide if that works for them or not. We also got in the shadow aspect, earth sign energy getting called out here on that level too. You know, there's this kind of like, and that's Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. These two came in together. All right. There might be a really unhealthy dynamic going on in a, this kind of dynamic here where somebody is like, they're both using each other, is another kind of thing. coming forward. They're both using each other. One is using one for sex and the other for money, So I'm picking up here. Okay. These kind of dynamics, because there's not just honesty about what they're looking for. This is where there is like this emptiness, you know, this is where there is this emptiness with the five of pentacles energy there, that five of diamonds. It's a feeling that leaves you empty in the end. This is big time coming up for Queen of Spades energy too. Air sign energy on the board. Look, it's calling out everybody. We don't have the hearts yet, okay? We don't have the hearts yet, but we got fire on the board. We got air on the board. We got earth energy on the board, okay? So Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, okay? Four of Spades. It's about like letting this go. Letting this go. It's time to dead that energy. It's time to dead that energy. I mean, Queen of Spades energy and the shadow aspect. I think that for the air signs, I think you've noticed a lot of this kind of behavior going on around you. And I think that your problem has been you've become a little like brutal. You've gone really cold, at times. You've gone really cold at times. In dealing with this. And I mean, I get it, but at the same time, like all of these energies together create an infinite cosmic mess. So it's really about each person kind of owning their piece of how they can move through these challenges in a better way. Because right now it feels like a burden, with this 10 of clubs to the 7 of spades. And there's a burden, that people are carrying by not being upfront, I really feel like this is the message coming through, that there's this need to stop, doing things, in the dark, and instead, look at this, 2 of hearts in the light, let them see the light of day. All right. King of Cups energy. Okay. King of Hearts. All right. This is the avenue. This is the way. Like softening, being brave. Not doing things in the dark, being brave enough to be honest with people and showing them your heart, showing them who you are, where you're at, being real about what you want, learning how to communicate, learning how to speak from the heart. Like this is what, we're all collectively being asked to do, to be more authentic, and especially in our connections, how we're connecting with other people. And especially in terms of our desires and being clear about our desires and respecting when maybe, another has different desires than us, but that was coming up in the light aspect too, water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and invoking more of that water energy too, invoking more of that water energy. It's important. I mean, that water energy is all about nurturing, it's also about feeling nature. It's about, your intuition, being able to flow with situations. What's really causing all this imbalance, okay, with this 2 of diamonds energy and all of these dynamics and the many different ways that these types of scenarios can manifest. Can it manifest in a business capacity? Absolutely. Absolutely. Just going for the instant gratification in the moment, thinking it's all about the fucking money, not thinking long term, taking on some fucking job that promises all the glitz, and glamour and the big payout, but You know, it makes you have to play a fucking role where, you know, you're not even your fucking self. It's like being a walking advertisement when who you are is much more wild and free, you know, following something that's not aligned with the heart, you know, the burden of that, of living a lie, you know, it can apply to many different situations. You know, it's up to you to kind of like tap into the energy and see how it's speaking to you. But the way through to that place of, you know, union, having the full cups, that 2 of cups, and the heart of things is really to be open, be like water, flow like water, like Bruce Lee said, man. You know, that's the way through, you know, not to keep, you know, just looking for that gain in the moment, coming in the shadow with that 2 of clubs energy. I'm going to do a cut of the deck energy here. Ooh, more shadow guidance. Yeah, you know, it's really like, look at this. It's not thinking in terms of the 6 of Pentacles, which is about a give and take. In the shadow aspect, that's more like, what can I get out of this? You know, that's this mentality, you know, this mentality, that greed mentality, that instant gratification with no regard, you know, for the ramification of actions, and how that is in alignment with your spirit, with your soul. Does that feel right at the end of the day? There's a need to bring balance, you know? Yeah, because this causes a lot of suffering. You don't realize how much you're like your own prisoner. I mean, this is the 9 of Spades energy, but I'm also seeing the 8 of Swords card in my mind's eye. It's like you imprison yourself when you live like that, and you spend so much of your life like worrying, having anxiety, being stressed out, you know. Oh no, is somebody going to find out this shit that I'm doing behind their back? Like all that stuff. It's just, it's such a burden. It's just so much better to just be who you are, and be open and be free with it, you know, than to play games like that. That's just really coming through strong. I think at the end of the day, you know, that the takeaway message from it is to be authentic, you know, be authentic, be in integrity, bring things to light. I think this is like what brings blessings. And this is the gateway that, you know, we're moving through, is to step into the lights, not, you know, not hide things in the shadows, you know, not carry shame, you know, forward with us. You know, it doesn't have to be a shameful thing, whatever your choices are in life. Um, as long as there's not like this deception and manipulation and, you know, shit attached to it that causes harm and disrupts lives, you know, and your own, really. You don't need to be spending, you know, time cleaning up messes. It looks like the message is just about being upfront, being open. And bottom of the deck energy on these meme cards. What do you meme cards? When your parents forget to leave you a trust fund, you know, it's like, yeah, you know, you're a grown up now. You're a grown up now. You know, it's important to consider, like, are you taking responsibility for your life? There's this accountability piece coming in here. I just wanted to pull one of the cards from here and see what it says. When you thought someone was chill, but then you see them put ketchup on their pasta. Yeah, see, I mean, that's the thing. It's like you're kind of being drawn to just like the spur of the moment thing, and it's not even what you want. It's not even in alignment with what you want. You know, it's about looking at this instant gratification piece and how that's working for you. And maybe it's more risky to sort of kind of just go towards what has deeper meaning, because it's not going to be the instant reward, and it might require more accountability from you. But in the end, you know, you end up somewhere where you actually feel more fulfilled. Um, interesting messages, interesting messages. You know, looks like, you know, look to your water signs to help you flow with this shit. You know, those of you who are feeling challenged with this stuff because their energy came up, is in the light. The rest of us are being shady as fuck in one way or you know. Uh, hey, but the reality is, you know, calling out the signs like that, it's for any significant placement. So, you know, but there is definitely a special message for, you know, air signs and fire signs and earth signs there about just being mindful of like, um, your choices, you know, your choices and making sure you're being honest and upfront and transparent. And this is really the word, to just own who you are, be truthful about who you are. And for you air signs, it's really about like trying not to be so cold and so harsh. You know, you might have gotten a bit into that place where there's like a bit of judgmental, you know, a bit of judgmental shit coming in. And you know, it's understandable if you've dealt with some bullshit, but at the same time, it's not going to hold a space that's going to allow things to sort of like flow smoothly. Just don't be part of the problem. If you need to set down strong boundary lines with people, that's cool, but you know, try not to be so harsh. Um, just consider it a favor if somebody is on the way out that's been, you know, stirring up shit for you. You know, you don't need to sit there and execute, you know, any kind of repercussions on their behalf. They'll find them on their own. You know, that kind of energy. Like, don't get too don't get too grudgy, you know, because that energy in the shadow, when air is in the shadow, it's not a fun time to be around. You know, they can get brutal, man. Their words can be really really sharp. And think about that too, air signs. This is coming through that, you know, the words you speak, you know, like that with fueled with anger, you know, those, it's like casting spells. It is. It's like casting spells with your words. It's like speaking curses, you know, if you're speaking with a lot of anger, just be mindful of tempering your energy. That's what's really coming through big time for the air sign energy. And I feel like um, for the earth sign energy, it's like being mindful of like what you're really investing in and whew, and how that's affecting others. Um, and with the fire sign energy, it's like that instant gratification piece, you know? Yeah, because I mean, y'all looking like this out there right now. Like, you know, this. Oh my gosh, these crack me up. I mean, look at him. Uh, he's got his like hands on his crotch there. Okay, again, I'm telling you, fire signs. Be mindful. Be mindful. You know, you might be like, well, why is my shit burning? Be mindful. Be mindful, okay? Be mindful. You don't want to be like raggedy ass like this anyway. You don't. You don't. Come on. You know this isn't how you want to be. You're even looking at yourself like this right now. You're kind of like, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I moving like this? Okay? You know? And so just be mindful of these things. Be mindful of these things and the effect they have. But let's see. I want to know. Okay, we've looked at all the kind of like dumpster fire shit going on that we're being asked to transcend, and it really comes down to just being authentically you, who you are, and letting that be seen. You know, letting that Leo sun shine through. You know, having the confidence, having the courage. You know, to step through. You know, that eye of the needle and get out of that space that feels so cramped right now so you can just, you know, emerge on the other side so much more room to move and to be, and the freedom of that, you know, and the freedom of that, and what it means to just live your truth as you are, and how it doesn't cause messes when you do that, you know. Um, it's a beautiful thing to just be honest with people and to live an honest life. That's the real message that's coming through, is to lead with that kind of energy, where you don't have something you need to hide or be ashamed of or worried if somebody found out, you know. It's like about not moving like that, you know, and you can avoid that. So what's on the other side? If, you know, these behaviors are left behind, is what I want to know for the collective. What's on the other side of like transforming all this like lower vibrational shit? What's on the other side of transforming these energies? So that's what's on the other side. So I'm using the super awesome future cards. So really taking their time. Oops, there's one. See anything else? Oops, got a couple more there. We got happiness, house, and the cat lady. Okay. Happiness, house, the cat lady. I see that, you know, I think a lot of you are going to be kind of like taking some time, you know, taking some time to just enjoy, you know, yourself, enjoy your own company. This is really coming through. Like, I really feel like a strong love focus with this reading. And it may be because I've been doing the Venus sign um, readings, but love readings, you know, but that came in at the same time for a reason, you know. I feel like the main thing that's front and center is it really feels about like this love piece, and wanting to feel that, like that excitement in the heart, wanting to feel that like inspiration, you know, that playfulness, that spiritedness. And I'm kind of like just tired of dealing with like lower vibe shit, like fuck shit, and wanting to enter a more fun, kind of easy breezy cycle. I'm getting this for those looking for love, okay? And for those even in relationships, you know, the same thing. You know, you probably have been heading through kind of a sloggy part of your relationship. Maybe it's been a little bit dry. Maybe, you know, you've been kind of looking at your person like this, you know, like, I chose you. You know, it happens. It happens. This shit happens. So some of you got the 7-year itch. You know, I heard that just now. You know, you've been with the person for a while and you're kind of like, I don't know. Maybe that was what the temptation was about. You're like, I want a little strange, man. I want a little strange. Look at this house. It's like this strange dude carrying out. You're like, I kind of want a little strange up in this house, you know? I want some fireworks to go off. You know, maybe it's been kind of just a little weird, you know, with your partner for a while, but I feel like that energy is it's gonna transform, you know, it will transform. There's gonna be something that kind of like breaks up the monotony if you look at this with this happiness card, okay? You're not, if you keep look at, there's that monkey again. Oh my God, dude, you need to be fucking you need to be live. Like, don't, you know, be mindful of who you're fucking sharing a wand with right now. Okay? You know, it's like breaking out of this monotony too, you know, TV dinner, the bland fucking milk, you know, the pablum experience. There's something that's going to shift this. There's happiness on the other side, you know. Drop this shit and get aligned with your real path and watch how things turn around. Pay attention for the number 7. When you see 7, especially if you see 777, you are on the right track. You are heading in the right direction, you know? And enjoy this time. Just be cool as a cucumber, you know? It's okay if you spend more time to yourself, holding out for somebody quality rather than just, you know, jumping from one thing to another just so you can feel, distracted from doing the work of shedding this kind of behavior, this kind of bullshit. Have the deck energy. Yeah, I see you're turning around this behavior. This card is the blender, you know. You see inside of the blender, there's an angry couple, and they're like very angry, And again, it's that when everything gets all fucking confusing, when you got this big fucking infinite cosmic mess, okay? The only thing you can do is take responsibility for your fucking part in it. And that's by being true to you, and standing in your truth and being fucking okay with it, Oh my gosh. Ted just oh my god. It smells so bad. Oh. Yeah, man, just let it all hang out. Oh, that I got a really weird message that just came in. It's already gone so south in this reading. I have to bring it in. I just got this really funny message about, somebody, I don't know who needs to hear this, but, make sure that, you don't question, if it's a fart, because you might make a mess. You might make a mess in your drawers, and that won't be a good look on your date. But seriously, if you're like, should I let it rip? Be careful. You might get more than you bargained for, okay? But I see you turning around this energy. I see you turning around this like chaotic, crazy, wild, stirred up drama energy that, you're learning to just do things in a new way. You're not going to move that way anymore. I feel like there's this deciding to head in a new direction, deciding to transform this energy, deciding to be deciding to be, to just be who you are. Let it all hang out. Don't stink up the joint with some bullshit. I'm like so stuck on that now. And I think that's part of it too. Don't take it all so seriously either. It's interesting. It's like I often think that people create so many more problems for themselves than they realize. If people could just be honest with each other and tell each other the truth, none of this shit would even need to happen. But it would mean that sometimes you wouldn't get your way, right? It's like, let's say you are a person who likes that freedom. You like to just explore sexually. You don't want to have just one partner. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Where it becomes difficult to navigate, where it causes problems, is when a false image is presented to somebody and they think, oh, we have an exclusive thing going on here, but that other person is doing things in secret. You know, that's what causes the problem, because it doesn't allow the other party to be like, you know what? I respect that that's who you are, but that's not right for me. And I don't want that. So that's what the selfishness is about. That's what the selfishness is about. That is the behavior that it's about transforming is, yeah, be you and also let other people be them. And what a weird way for this reading to wind up. And seriously, I don't know who that message is for, but I know some people, sometimes if you get past a certain age, if don't just automatically assume it's a fart. Don't, because you could have a real mess on your hands, okay? I don't know. I don't know, you know? Your date might be looking at you like this. All right, I'm gonna get out. I know that this reading was nothing like the other Lionsgate readings that are out there, but I kind of felt like being a little irreverent, and just having fun with it because it's not all that serious, okay? And I think Ted really exemplified that point. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, there's a message to threaded the eye of the needle, man. I'm gonna go. Thank you for tuning in. And yeah, it's been real and it's been real fun. See you later.